Thanks to the support as a channel member, Tyler Huffman. Today is the first of many non-League to Legend reunions as Kings Lynn come to town, and I think we've got more players in our team from the Kings Lynn save than they've got left in theirs. It's very sad how quickly player turnover goes in non-league. Hello and welcome to part 3 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that game against Kings Lynn Town, and we also play Blythe Spartans, who also are regulars, not necessarily on the channel for Football Manager videos, but every time I go and watch one of the teams that I'm managing, they always seem to be playing Blythe Spartans. The one exception is going to be when I head to Peterborough Sports this Saturday. They're not playing Blythe Spartans, so it's going to be very, very sad. But I have seen Blythe Spartans live more times than any other non-league team, so it's basically 2 reunions. Since you were last with me, we have started to turn things around a little bit. We're not exactly scoring a load of goals, are we? But Brown Sterling with a couple of second half goals, allowing us to grab wins over Gloucester and Chester, and then a draw against Kidderminster with a goal from new signing Connor Carty, who is a striker in on loan from Bolton. Brown Sterling was tired because we played he basically played every minute of every game. He was struggling a little bit for fitness, so Carty came in for that game, started, scored, and I think we've got 2 pretty useful strikers on our hands. Carty's on loan for the season, costing us absolutely nothing, which is my favourite price for players to be in non-league. We lost our backup goalkeeper. Remember I said I was going to release him? Well, he just went and signed for Fylde. He just upped and left. So we've replaced him with someone of equivalent low quality. Archie Brown is 19 years old, only 2 stars of current ability, got a decent amount of potential, was at Barnsley previously. He'll be fine. I was going to say sitting on our bench, but we're not putting goalkeepers on our bench because we've got so many attacking players. We've got Marsh Brown, Gash, and a returning from injury, Manish, on our bench today. So no room for goalkeepers around these parts. Before I introduce you to the team, do just want to say a big thank you for the support on the series so far. The views, the likes, just the general interest in episode 1 in particular surpassed all previous channel records. It has been absolutely bonkers. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You realise this means I'll be asking you for 10,000 likes on episode 1 of Non-League to Legend next year. You've brought it on yourself. But on the topic of likes, if we could get to 5,000 likes again on this video, I promise I'll stop asking you eventually. But for now, as long as we can keep 5,000 likes a day rolling on, it really does help to just spark the series off in the YouTube algorithm, which really helps for the long-term growth of the series, future videos, the channel. I just really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you are new off the back of this series, I'm back on Twitch tonight, 7 p.m. tonight, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. Come and hang out with me over there. We can chat about this. So we're playing a different save. I'm managing Peterborough United over there. We're doing both sides of the same city. But would love to see you come out and hang out with me over on Twitch this evening as well. But our team for the Kings Lynn game, we have Crook in goal, a back four of Fox, Fryatt, Johnson and Dorbar Baptiste. Sheriff at the base of the midfield. Durajai, who had been playing centre-back, he's going to be playing centre-mid alongside McCammon. Nicholson on the left, Sembi Ferris on the right, Carty up front. Once again, we are struggling a little bit for fitness. We played on Saturday. It's now Monday. So Lawler, Kennedy in particular are both tired. Manish is not fully fit yet. We are struggling a little bit to get a completely fully fit team out there, but it should be fine. And of course, Fryatt and Gash are both veterans of the Kings Lynn save from when I was managing them on YouTube previously. Fryatt, of course, this is his third non-league to legend starter team. Kings Lynn, on the other hand, if we have a look at this Kings Lynn side, I don't think I recognise anybody in it. I mean, I recognise Paul Jones because he used to play for Peterborough United, but I don't think there's anybody in that Michael Clunan, maybe. I think Michael Clunan was in our team. That is it. And Ben Stevens is a name that looks familiar as well. Maybe Josh Barrett. There's not many left, is there? And this is a team that got promoted into the National League and then came back down again. And it looks like all the players have gone away. Very, very sad. Right. Enough of the reminiscing about non-league to legends past. If you want to go and watch them, they are all available still on the channel. The playlists are linked from the homepage of the channel. You can go and find them and learn about all the histories of all these players. But for today, it is very much about building new histories for these new players. Sembi Ferris, one of those on the right-hand side, trying to conjure something up for us, tries to find Jordan Nicholson, but unfortunately, it's a poor pass. Nicholson can't get any kind of proper contact on it, and it gives the ball away. But McCammon has got it back in midfield, plays it back to Johnson, who you've not seen Johnson playing for us at the back yet. We look much more solid at the back with Johnson and Fryatt together as our centre-back partnership than we did with Fryatt and a midfield player. That being said, we've been done by a long ball there and have got away with it because of a slightly wayward finish. I mean, it's just a big ball over the top. We've let the ball bounce, never let the ball bounce. And we are lucky that the shot comes back off the post when it could just as easily cannoned into the back of the net. Free kick from range. I don't know if that's a save from Cook or another collision with the frame of the goal. Either way, Kings Lynn are peppering our goal at the moment. Trotman's another name I recognise, actually, so maybe they have got another one. But Kings Lynn, certainly at the moment, looking like the most likely to score, which is, I mean, only to be expected, really. They've had a relatively poor start to the season, but if you look at where these two clubs were a year or two back, they were separated by 3 or 4 divisions. So I know I'm going to use that excuse a lot this season when things don't go our way, but we're not necessarily supposed to beat a team like Kings Lynn. Right, Fox with the in-swinger to the far post. Johnson with the header. I think that's hit the post now. Everyone's attacking the goals. Try and get it in the net, for goodness sake. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. Do I have to get a training kit and get out there and show you how to find the back of the net? Goodness me. Right, there's lots of tired legs, particularly Johnson. We don't have a centre-back on the bench. Why would we? We're just going to leave him on and hope he's fine. He's one of only 2 centre-backs I dare to play. So, you know, if he gets injured, it's hugely problematic. Let's just leave him on. It'll be fine. If we can grab a goal, we can put Durajai back into the back 4 again, because that always ends well, and bring a midfield player on. But ideally, I don't really want to have to do that. Ryan Fryer absolutely walloping it forward. And there is the man himself, Durajai, playing in midfield today, plays it back to Johnson. Ball over the top for Carty, who brings it down on his chest, and that is a lovely touch and a lovely finish. Connor Carty's got 2 in 2. We have a new superstar striker. To be fair, both of our strikers are superstars because they're both scoring at roughly a goal a game at the moment. We might have to start playing a 2-striker system because we've got 2 boys who have got goals in them, and that's lovely from Carty, bringing it down on his chest. That's very much an FM23 goal. You don't see that chested control in FM22. People say not much has changed between the 2 games. There's a very good example of something that very much has changed, but it's Kings Lynn trying to come at us with the immediate reply, looking for this ball down our right-hand side. They've got in behind us here. This is not ideal, and, I mean, Crook is absolutely flapping at it there, but luckily, once again, the shot is just, I mean, it's overhit, it's high, it's wide. We've got away with it, but we are going to have to make some substitutions because we have got some legs getting very tight. I'm looking at Johnson. Johnson is running on fumes out there, so I think we are going to, I mean, Ryan McLean could potentially go and play centre-back. He is 6 foot tall. He can't really head. Let's do a comparison between him and Durajai and work out. Yeah, so that's why I feel like I've done that before, and that's why he goes there. And we don't bring tough. I mean, McLean's got to come on in midfield now. You know what? We're going to go 2 up top. Do we go 2 up? We could just go to a boring old 4-4-2. Can these boys play wide midfield? He can. Right, we're going to a boring old 4-4-2. We're going full non-league. Never go full non-league. But if we bring... Tempted to bring Gash on so that we can have contrasting styles of striker. If we bring him on up there to play as the target man, drop him back, and yeah, that works. We can do that. That seems very sensible. And then we can bring Baisley on to play right back. Fryatt's just going to have to stay on. We can't play 2 completely useless centre-backs against when we're trying to defend a 1-goal lead, especially because we've removed the DM now, which might have been the worst part of this plan. If anything, we've gone to a slightly more attacking formation. Carty's looking like he's tiring now. I mean, he played on Saturday for a good 60, 70 minutes and we probably need to take him off. We've got We've got Brown Sterling on the bench. Right, we're gonna make that change. Before I'm tempted to change the defenders, do we bring on Manish? We haven't got Brown Sterling on the bench. There's two players with Brown in their name, and it's confused me when I was putting the bench. This is why I don't usually pick my own bench, boys and girls. We'll give Manish. Manish can come on and do that. He can play in there. This is probably for the best, actually. If we get him in there, maybe even as a playmaker. Have him in there as a playmaker. He can change to box midfield and drop back a little bit more. And if we come back to a balanced mentality, can't believe we've got two players with Brown in their name and I've got the wrong one on the bench. How many times this season is that going to completely ruin me, do we think? Answer is pretty much every time I have to pick a bench or a player or do anything. I'm quite upset with myself at the moment. Right, Kings Lynn on the attack. Fryer sort of intercepts. It kind of gets away with it. Gash can't win the header, and it's going to come out wide here to Sembi Ferris, who a nice little turn, playing it across to Durajai. And now Manish. It's our first exposure to our number 10, the former Benfica man. And I mean, there's nothing coming from him there, was there? I guess we're asking for a lot. He's come back from a long injury layoff, and we just stuck him into the number 10 role and told him to be the playmaker. We've never used a playmaker before. Jordan Nicholson coming out of midfield, getting to pick the ball up a little bit deeper, playing back on the left side of midfield. Plays it forward to Michael Gash. Is it Gash o'clock, boys and girls? He plays it across to Manish. And there were predictions in the episode 1 live chat in the premiere that Manish would go on to be a star. And there he is. It's taken him 12 minutes to grab his first goal of the save. It's lovely work from Nicholson. Fantastic hold-up play, proper target man play from Michael Gash, and he just slides it across to Manish, who's bursting out of that attacking midfield position. This is the first time in the entire save we've had a 2-goal lead. What a time to be alive. Maybe the 4-4-2 is the way to go. Or, I mean, I said we needed to come up with a tactic that fits Manish in. Maybe a 4-4-1-1 like this. Maybe this is the system, but with one of the pressing forwards up top, Gash from range. But he can't keep his shot down. It remains 2-0. And as it stands, we're up into the playoff positions. This is unexpected progress based on where we were in that first episode. Oh, my word. He's a good one, isn't he? What have I just seen? We have a new hero. His name is Manish. Look at the state of this. He's not even fully fit. He has no right to do this. Great work again from Gash. Then it's one touch and wallop over the goalkeeper. He must be 30 yards out there. It's 3-0. It's been the Manish show, and he's only been on the pitch 15 minutes. This is quite the way to impress the new manager. Nicholson is trying to grab another one. It's a big, deep cross from him. There's nobody in the middle. But I'm now rethinking everything. Are we doing a 4-4-1-1? We've looked brilliant playing this system, and we've surely got to find a way to fit Manish in this attacking midfield role. And this is probably the logical way to do it. Gash, good hold-up play again from Michael Gash. I tell you what, he's played very well since coming on as well. I know we've got these two young lads who are scoring lots of goals for us, but in this kind of situation where we're kind of the team who are trying to defend a lead, having Gash up there as a target man, just as the outlet to hit with these long balls, these deep crosses, and he's bringing everyone else in the team around him into the play. Not so much there because he's just nodded it forward about 15 yards. But, you know, he's trying, bless him. He's nearly as old as I am. He's one of my coaches. Ball over the top. Can we keep a clean sheet? I mean, Sheriff has absolutely clattered him there. He's rightly got his arms out. Say, ref, what's going on? Are you allowed to do that? You shouldn't really, but there's 93 minutes on the clock. We're not taking away his clean sheet bonus now. We want to cost Kev some money. Nicholson, that is fantastic from Nicholson. And someone needs to have a word with Jordan Nicholson. I don't mind the crossing. I would prefer it if before he did it, he just had a little look to see if we had anyone in the penalty area, because that's twice there. He's hit what could be really useful early crosses if we had a striker in the middle. When you've got a 35-year-old guy playing target man as support, he isn't going to be on the edge of the 6-yard box waiting for them, and Nicholson shouldn't be crossing him in when he knows there's nobody there. But I tell you what, that was brilliant. I was very sad after that first match where Buxton absolutely thumped us. Buxton are quite good, by the way. Now I feel really happy. let's take that happiness into Blythe Spartans and try and find out I don't know what formation to play now. Do we do the 4-4-1-1? I mean, it worked there, didn't it? I guess we probably have to. Remember how in the last episode I talked about how we originally had 3 right backs and 1 left back? Well, now we've got 3 left backs and 1 right back, because after that game, rather than coming back to the to training on Tuesday, Luca Bardor Baptiste just got on a plane and went to Australia. The perils of having players on non-contract. This was all done in like a day and a half. I just had no way of stopping it happening. He's just gone back to Australia, where he's going to play for Lions FC. Never to be heard from again, I guess. So I guess it frees up a little bit of money in the wage budget. Very little, to be honest. He was on quite a low non-contract contract. We've also got an offer now for Marsh Brown, which does solve my problem of having 2 players with Brown in their name. I won't get them confused again. We've not really used him so far. I wouldn't mind keeping him. But at the same time, I'm not desperate to keep him. I think we can probably do better by freeing up a little bit of wage budget. He's on a £250 appearance fee. I think we can probably let him go and be fine. So we are going to let him go. One other thing, we're not doing the 4-4-1-1 from the start because Manish is only fit to play 45 minutes. That was not close to a fully fit Manish you saw in that last game. So we're going to start with the same 4-3-3 as before. We've got a 4-4-1-1 ready to go that we will switch to as soon as Manish comes on. The idea is we take the lead and then switch to the 4-4-1-1 again, because I think it is a more defensive system. We are shuffling the pack around a little bit again. Ado, Antoine and Baisley coming in at fullback on either side. Lawler, Kennedy and Sheriff now together again in midfield. Brown, Sterling, the right Brown this time comes back into the team but out wide because he can play on the wing, and it feels wrong not to play him. But Carty is also playing too well to drop. So we'll get both of them in the team. Nicholson keeping his place on that that left-hand side, sorry. We are playing Blythe Spartans. We are going to try and win the football match. And then before the next episode, I'm going to go and try and find us a backup right back, because our team is being disassembled. I was going to say we probably need a backup right winger as well, but Brown Sterling, this is kind of his audition today to see if he can play out there. We've still got Sembi Ferris down on the bench, who will probably still be our regular starter. I want to see how Brown Sterling works on the right-hand side. If he looks good, he can just carry on being our rotation option on the right wing, rotation option up front. We don't necessarily need to replace Marsh Brown then, but we do need to go and find someone else who can play right back. Because if Baisley gets an injury, another injury, because he did start the season injured, so if Baisley gets injured again, we have nobody to play right back, and that wouldn't be ideal. And we've gone 1-0 down. Should Crook be doing better here? My original plan had been to sign a better goalkeeper than him over the top of him, and it kind of got changed when our backup goalkeeper got whipped out from under me and we had to sign a replacement backup quickly, which kind of nails Crook on for the season now. But I guess he kind of gets there. He's a little unlucky. He has saved it, and if he'd have got a little bit more on it, it goes around the post. So I won't be too harsh. And Blythe are second in the league. They're better than Buxton as far as this league table is concerned, and we know what Buxton did to us on the first day, so I don't think we can feel too hard done by. And we do have our secret weapon on the bench to bring on in the second half. I mean, he can play 45 minutes. We might just do the change at half time and bring him on then. Brown Sterling with the header that he can't keep down. I do wonder, maybe Brown Sterling can't play right midfield, so we might have to do a double change at half time, which isn't ideal. But we haven't played at all well in that first half. Can he play right midfield? No. So I think what we do is we should switch to this. And we bring Sembi Ferris and Manish on. Are we taking Lawler off? I think we're actually taking Sheriff off. We're going to do that. That makes sense to me, I think. This might end up being our system if Manish continues to look brilliant. He looks as good as he did in that last game. The question is, will he look as good with Carty ahead of him, playing as a pressing forward? Will he look as good doing that as he did with Gash there, literally being a target man designed to feed Manish, which is a role Carty could probably play. He does have target man in his arsenal. He's just better as a pressing forward, and we brought him in to be a pressing forward because at the time, the plan was we were always going to use a pressing forward, and he has got a goal a game going into this. Admittedly, it's only over 2 games. But, you know, I can only work with the statistics I've got. He's only played 2 games. Right, Crook wallops it forward, looking for Manish. Don't know what he's doing there, but he's made it past his man. Manish has done it again. Oh, my word. How much is it to have Manish 10 put on my Peterborough Sports shirt? I'm already in love with this man. This is absolutely ridiculous. He's got no right to be there. He's playing in midfield. What's he doing up there? I tell you what, he's got the potential to be a huge frustration because he just seems to wander about and do what he feels like. But at the moment, what he feels like is working. So you can sometimes afford to have a Letitia-style luxury in the team who just wanders about doing what he feels like. And if that's what Manish is going to be for us, then I think we're all going to have a lot of fun and a lot of frustration, probably in equal quantities. Sembi Ferris on the right-hand side, crosses in, looking for Carty. Oh, what a goal. Oh, the referee better not be disallowing that. I don't think he is. That's a great cross and a fantastic finish from Carty. That's 3 in 3 now for him. And this is what this wing play system is supposed to be doing. Get it out wide, get those crosses in early, and have men in the middle who can finish like that. That was a fantastic goal. Is this the combination? These 11 players in this shape. We've certainly been a different side in this second half playing in this system. So we might have stumbled across something here as part of trying to accommodate Manish. And I am absolutely all for it. Right. I don't think I'm going to rush into making my final change here because I'm very conscious of the fact he's not fully fit. And we've only got a 1-goal lead. Let's just give it another 10 minutes. We don't need to rush into a substitution. Johnson's tiring again. And I don't really want to go for too long without him at centre-back, even though it is a big risk keeping him on when he is struggling for fitness himself. Didn't have as much of a pre-season as everybody else, missed those first 3 games of the season. He is 2 or 3 weeks behind everybody else match fitness-wise, and it is showing as we get into the second half of these matches. But still there with a decent headed clearance, and Sembi Ferris has looked very, very good since coming on. He certainly suits this wide midfield role better than Brown Sterling did, and I think if we are going to play a flat midfield 4, it does kind of lead us towards needing to bring in another right midfielder as cover for him. Ideally, what we'll find is someone who can play right back and right midfield, who can cover both of those positions. Carty's in again here. If he can seal it here, that'd be lovely. I mean, he's tried to be clever. He's seen what Manish is capable of. He's tried to out Manish, and that's not how it works around here, boys and girls. We've all already learnt that already. Right, final change then. We've got Durajai. He can come on to play in midfield instead of Kennedy as the box-to-box midfielder. I could do with taking Ado Antoine off, who I am still frustrated with. He is still not looking like the player I thought I'd signed, but give him time, I guess. He's a young lad, and hopefully he has plenty of time to still come good. That's good defending from Johnson. Now, Sembi Ferris on the right-hand side again. We've got 7 minutes left in this game. See, that is where Michael Gash was fantastic in the last match. Those big lumps forward at this stage of the game, and Gash was just holding the ball up and bringing the others into play there, whereas Carty is not getting anywhere near the defender. We kind of need a super striker who's a combination of both. I bet they're really easy to find in the National League North for no money. We might just have to make do with players who can do part of a job, like what we've got at the moment. Johnson, great defending again from him, and now Durajai is just lumping it forward. Why not? At this stage, let's drop back to balanced. We're in the final couple of minutes of the game. Let's just send a little message to the boys that we don't want to mess up from here. Lawler to Durajai, and there is Carty. Manish is just wandering about on his own again. If we can get the ball to him, we didn't. And now it's the ball over the top, or an attempted ball over the top. Fry is completely alert to it and gets it clear. And Lawler's just got himself sent off. That was absolutely insane. That's our club captain, ladies and gentlemen. He is just, I mean, that was an attack. He has just attacked their player, snapped him in half. I mean, to be fair, he's a ball-winning midfielder, but that was bonkers. And now we've got to play Manish in central midfield for the last couple of minutes. We're going to drop Carty back as well and hope that we can hold on. I don't know that Manish playing in this role isn't necessarily where we're going to want to be using him going forward, especially when he's not fully fit. I mean, I guess we find out now, don't we? Needs must in the situation. Is that Sembi Ferris charging clear again? He's been brilliant since he came on. He is clear here. If he can square it across, I think that's Carty. He should have squared it across to Carty because he was in acres of space. I guess he just didn't see him. He was probably exhausted by the time he got to the other end of the pitch as well. And it's a very tame shot straight at the goalkeeper. And we've just got to defend for another 30 seconds or so. And we pick up another very important 3 points against a very good side. That is some good defending from Ado Antoine. I've been a bit hard on him in the last couple of episodes, but that was some good defending that might just have saved us 2 points there. So good work from him. And now Johnson with the diving header to put it out for a throw. What is he doing there? I mean, it worked, I guess. And now we'll have the final whistle, please, referee. Have you played enough time added on here? Can we have the final whistle? Are we just waiting for Blythe to score? There we go. That is a big, big result, especially after that moment of madness from Lawler. And we need to be having words with him about that because that was absolutely bonkers. Only banned for one match. Yeah, and the rest. Fine him. We're not going to appeal because it was absolute madness. And the fans want a permanent deal for Carty. I'm sure they do. He's a Football League player. We're not going to get him, are we? How much is he earning at Bolton? £500 a week. Yeah, I'm sure you want him permanently. While we're at it, should we sign Neymar? Goodness me. Right, we're on a nice little run here. So I think what we're going to do, maybe play 4, 5, 6 games. We've got the FA Cup qualifying coming up, so that might derail that a little bit if we get an interesting tie in the FA Cup. Probably looking to come back somewhere in October. We don't want to go too far ahead at any one time in this first season as we're getting to know everybody, figuring out a tactic, figuring out the team. I think one thing's for sure, this is our tactic for the time being, so we will make sure we get that locked in so I remember to use it when I load the game up tomorrow. But for now, that is that, and we are in a fantastic position after 7 games. Didn't expect to be there after that first episode. Did you? You didn't. None of us did. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on the video. Remember, 5,000 likes an episode would be absolutely super. If we can get there, we'll be friends. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.